In 2026, I've decided to start collecting physical media again. Let me give you my 3 reasons why I've decided to start collecting physical media when it feels like physical media is dying. For me, I've always enjoyed collecting different things. I've gotten into records before. I have a lot of books on the other side of this camera. And while I love music and I love books, the main thing that I love is movies. To have that just lacking any type of representation on any wall space or any area of my house feels not uniquely me. And so something about having those physical discs, displaying them feels personal. It feels like you're getting to know a person a little bit better. It feels like we're losing that bit of connection that we used to have. I also think having a collection of something is fun and you can add to it over time. My collection of physical media is not super huge. In fact, I'll show you what I have right now. So the first 2 Ultra HD discs that I purchased, and these are the only 2 that I have, are Interstellar and Inception. These 2 are incredible movies to me. I mean, these are my top 2 movies of all time. To me, these movies were life-changing and I want to own them. I want to be able to watch them again and again and again. Some of the other just Blu-ray movies that I've collected over time is the original Star Wars trilogy. Part of the reason I got this was because my dad had the original Star Wars trilogy displayed in his room, and it was the VHS tape set, and I was super excited to watch them as a kid, and I'm hoping that this will have the same effect on my kids. The other is Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. So this was actually a movie that I wanted to see with my college roommate, and so we ran out to Walmart and bought it one night. The next one is Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, the next in the Mission Impossible series. The other one is Home Alone, just a Christmas classic that can be watched over and over again. After that, we have Shawshank Redemption, a classic movie. I don't remember when I bought this one, but I mean, I love this movie. And then the last 2 are The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. There's so many more that I want to add to that collection, but it's kind of fun to slowly add them over time. The quality of a disc movie is so much better than the quality of a streaming movie. With streaming, you get compression. Depending on your internet service and how good your internet is in that moment, you might be kind of losing some picture quality. Now, maybe you wouldn't notice, but a lot of the time when I'm watching a movie that I absolutely love, I want it to be an incredible experience. Something like Interstellar is gonna look way better on a disc than I feel like it is, you know, just streaming it from the internet. And that's even what Christopher Nolan says, who is an incredible director, in fact, my favorite director, and he's talked about how streaming kind of compresses your movies and you don't get to see the full frame. And so for him, the definitive edition of his movies is the disc. There's also a big improvement on the sound quality. Along with the visual and the sound quality, another just really cool feature is that a lot of these discs come with special features. I love diving into that stuff. That's what I would do as a kid. I would get bored of watching the same movie, so I would dive into the features, the deleted scenes, the hidden moments. That's something that we really miss out on in the modern streaming era. And that's what's so fun about collecting these physical discs. My kids, I have twins, they're both 8 months old, so this is not super applicable to them right now anyway, but for me, I think back to my childhood and remember the times when we would have a movie night and my parents would say, all right, go pick out a movie. Or my dad would say, hey, let me show you this really cool movie. It's great. We ended up watching so many awesome movies that I had never seen before that my parents had that I knew were some of their favorite movies. In a world of streaming, in a world of tablets and iPhones and video games, there's just so many options, but having something physically in front of you, having a physical option is still this really cool sense of control. And I think that's what a lot of us have lost. In today's world, it seems like we are, bombarded with so many different things on our phone, but even on our streaming services, there's constantly ads for a different movie you might want to watch. You hop on Netflix and the first thing you see is an advertisement for a new movie. You may be going in wanting to watch a very specific movie or show, but they're wanting you to see their new movie or show. And it kind of draws your eye and makes you feel less satisfied with the thing that you've chosen to watch. I think we've lost a little bit of our control, of our autonomy with what we choose to watch and what we choose not to watch. I think owning a physical disc helps you realize that you are in control. You can go to the space where you keep those and you select the movie that you purchase. And especially in a world where streaming is going up and up and ads are kind of starting to come into streaming. Even Amazon Prime recently announced that they are taking away the 4K resolution from the free tier and they're upping their premium tier to, I think it's $5 or $6 a month now instead of $3. And while I as an adult are okay with paying a few of these streaming prices to be able to watch the content that I love, I want my kids to be able to watch a movie that they love over and over and over again without having to worry about whether they added a bunch of ads in there and changed kind of the dynamic of what their movie-going experience is. There's memories of my family going to the store to buy a movie that we didn't get to see in theaters. We would all go together and buy this movie from Best Buy and we'd take it home and then we'd all watch it. And that was something that was so fun and exciting. You had to make this trip to get this movie, to come home to watch it. Even the idea of renting a movie was a lot of fun. And I feel like we've just gotten so far away from that type of mentality to where it's whatever is convenient is more fun, but that's not necessarily the case. I think there's a lot of fun in the journey. There's a lot of fun in kind of the price you pay for a movie that hey, that is one of the best movies. I want to have that movie. This is just my experiment. I've only bought 2 4K discs. I'm just kind of going from there. Slowly starting to build a collection and then upgrading it as I go. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments and I'll see you in the next one.